Greetings everyone. In this short video I'm going to show you, when we're dealing with gases, what different variables or things that are changing that we can measure about gases that you're going to be responsible for knowing what they are and what units are associated with them. So we're going to get started. First off, I want to talk about pressure. Now pressure is defined as the force exerted on a given area. So if I were to look at the wall of some container, let's say it's a balloon. Okay, so I'm looking at the wall of a balloon and I have some area of balloon here. Those little gas particles are bouncing around into the sides of the walls of the container. And so what happens is, as they bounce in, on average they exert some force on that given area, and that force exerted on the given area is what we call pressure. We're going to signify that with a capital P. We measure pressure using an instrument called a barometer, and barometer is an instrument that I have drawn to the side here. And if you look at this idea, basically it's just a metal tube or a glass tube that's been inverted over this column of mercury. And because because mercury is a liquid, it has cohesion and adhesion, and it pulls other liquid particles up this column. And the more that the atmosphere is pushing down, as those little particles bounce into that column of mercury, the more the atmospheric pressure, the more they're going to push down on that column and then cause this tube to rise. And on this tube there's a little ruler that's measuring how much that column of mercury is rising. And so we can actually measure how much the atmosphere is pushing with a barometer. And so at sea level, the standard pressure is 760 millimeters of mercury is how much that column would rise. And the millimeter of mercury is also equivalent to a unit called a torr, 760 torr. So you may see either one of those units. And there's other units for pressure because these ideas were developed at different areas of the world at different times. So if we are in the English standard unit, we're going to use pounds per square inch, and 14.7 psi is going to be the standard atmospheric pressure in pounds per square inch. Kilopascals is another one. 101.3 kPa, kilopascals, is another unit of pressure. And then one of the most common ones is just atmospheres. And 1 atm is just going to be what the pressure is at sea level, 1 atmosphere. So these are different units for pressure. So you're going to need to be able to recognize what those units are and then how to convert between them. Temperature is another thing that we can measure about a gas, and it's signified with a capital T. Something really important is that we must always calculate our temperatures in Kelvin, and to convert to Kelvin all we have to do is add 273 to whatever our degree Celsius is. Another variable that we can measure is how much space the gas takes up. This is our volume, with a capital V is going to be the symbol. Volume is typically measured in milliliters or liters, and that's just going to be how much space the gas takes up. And then lastly, the number of particles is going to be measured in moles, and we're going to use a lowercase n. So we're going to be using these different variables as we learn how these are related in the next video. I hope this was helpful.